I fell in love with making films when I was a kid. I got the camcorder in my hand, looking through that lens. People looked at me differently. I showed my parents the video that I made of our vacation, and they started to cry watching it. And for the first time I felt heard, for the first time I felt like I could express myself. That stuck with me, and from then on I was all in, doing wedding videos, bar mitzvah videos, you name it. As soon as I got out of film school, I got into the business. My short film got a lot of attention in the town. I was pair play on Bye Bye Birdie at Sony, and so I got involved in the business very young, but I didn't make my first movie till 5 years after that. So during that 5-year period, it was really hard. I'm on the bench of an NBA team. I need 2 minutes to go prove myself. And my managers, who are still my managers today, sent me a bunch of stuff, and they say, hey, this is sequel to a dance movie, but it's direct to DVD. And I was like, oh, I don't do direct to DVD, guys. I'm a studio filmmaker, remember? That's how I got into this. And I called my mom, and she said, well, when did you become a snob? It's like, if you're a true storyteller, you can tell it in any medium. And that advice changed the rest of my life. I said, okay, I'm gonna make the best damn direct-to-DVD dance movie sequel of all time.
It's the new style!
Down the street like what up? My G look good, but she ain't no teller. Shut up, you talk too much, you get crushed. I'll be right here telling from down the back. That's us all day, homie, don't run up. Cause my crew's so tough like a Tonka truck. Lean back with a T-set.
Going into a subculture, learning about that. When people think, oh, you're a dancer because I did the Step Up movies. I love that because I'm not a dancer. But I became that for that moment. I'm gonna become a Justin fan. I wanna find out how they discovered him. And so then Adam goes, well, you have to talk to one person to get the job. I was like, oh, who? Oh, Scooter Braun. So I had my conversation with Scooter, and he was like, okay, you ready to do this? I was like, I think this is a Rocky story. I think this is the first time that teenagers got to choose their idols from being online. You could see their first comment on his very first video. You could watch it grow, digital fingerprints. I said, we can make a story. This is not just a concert film. This is a story about a generation of people choosing their idol and the person at the middle of this.
I've been a fan of him from when he posted his first video, and I'll be his fan till he posts his last video.
You hear these stories how tough it is for adults. He's 16 and he's doing it all on his own.
The first time we met, he almost passed me by.
See that? Security's early.
They're all dead.
There's only one man could authorize a strike like that. And I voted for him. You're insane.
It started to itch at me, like, when am I gonna do my own thing? What is something that I need to make for myself that scares the hell out of me? And what scared me the most was my own cultural identity crisis of exploring what it means to be Asian American. And I had gotten this book, Crazy Rich Asians. I saw the opportunity because every character in that was someone I could pinpoint in the world, whether it was Gemma Chan, or Ronnie Chang, or Jimmy O Yang, or Michelle Yeoh, or Constance. We could define what's beautiful in our culture. We could define what it means to be split between cultures. And this Asian American character, Rachel Chu, in the middle of this, was going to Asia for the first time. And to me, that was my experience of going to Asia for the first time and feeling like, oh, is this my homeland? And maybe being convinced of it for like 2 days, and then realizing, oh, they see me as a foreigner too. Didn't think anyone was ever gonna see this movie, and luckily people did.
A highly anticipated new movie that has Hollywood buzzing.
And everyone else too. Crazy Rich Asians.
Crazy Rich Asians is breaking records.
Crazy Rich Asians had big expectations when it opened last week. It did even better.
1.2 million.
That's what I want.
The Nick you're dating is Nick Young?
Yeah, you guys know them or something?
Hells yeah. They're just the biggest developers in all of Singapore.
That's what I
Damn, Rachel. It's like the Asian Bachelor.
The world spins around while I'm frozen to my seat. The people that I know.
They're talking about kicking out all the dreamers.
But every day is different, so
it's time to make some noise.
We had to assert our dignity in small ways.
Shh. Just listen.
I'm a huge fan of Wicked. So I come from the perspective of a fan. I know the areas that I need to protect. So I didn't have to translate anything between me and the fans. Like, I knew. The hardest part was, what do I wish was there? Daily Zooms, 3 or 4 hours a day, where we would go through every line of the script, of the Broadway script, and the current movie script, which wasn't quite there yet, and we would read every line, and they would tell me why he wrote the lyric this way, or how did the number end up this way? What were the past things they've tried? And so we'd put these little divot points, and the amount of numbers you have to cut to get the story in is just not plausible. It's just not. You want all the songs, so let's split it into 2, commit to that. We have to make sure that that movie is emotionally fulfilling so it doesn't feel like we're stopping in the middle of a story. She came in as Ariana Grande, which has its own aura, and I think she had a higher mountain to climb. Wicked is too big to have Ariana Grande, who's really big, to then sit on top of it. It's just like too many competing things. And does she really want to commit to a Glinda? This is a very difficult role. You have to be funny, you have to be a great actor, you have to be also obviously able to sing. She can handle those parts, but can she be intimate and let us in? Also, you have this amazing, iconic Glinda in Kristen Chenoweth, so you can't do an imitation, but it has to be the Glinda that was sort of built. But you have to have your own, this is skilled, high craft stuff that takes a lot of experience to do. There was no way Ariana Grande, who had never led a movie, could do this. And when she came in, she committed, okay? But she has all her Ariana Grande makeup on. Let's see if she'll come in with no makeup. Next time she came in, no, all makeup gone, and she was in it. She's so funny and she's so interesting. She's from another planet, and she's doing Glinda, but not imitating. Then we kept bringing her back the next time, and again, she's the most interesting person in the room. And the next time, every time you're just the only Glinda you want to see is her, and is she really winning this role? So by the end, it was very, very clear. But when she showed up on day 1, she was Glinda. Her voice was different. The way she walked was different. When she put on the blonde wig, she was different. When she put on the dress, it was different. She inhabited this character. I've never seen anyone change like that.
Elphaba.
You can room with Miss Glinda.
Oh, popular. I know about popular. Oh, I saved you some space, by the way.
Do you really think this is fair?
I do not. I was promised a private suite. But thanks for asking.
The great thing about Hollywood in the past has been that it's run by mavericks, artists who are rebels and troublemakers, and they're willing to say things and release things that are controversial and that cause dialogue, and through that comes some sort of new perspective on something that we didn't know we needed to hear or maybe even wanted to hear. So I miss those days of that. I hope to just keep going and telling stories that bring joy and optimism, not naivete, but re-explore beauty, re-explore the American dream, re-explore ambition, re-explore what a hero can look like, what a villain can look like, so that we have new perspectives on these classic things that are part of our human experience.